I've had enough. Right, it's 3 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon. It's flipping 25 degrees, right, where I live, and I've had enough. Rightly so, you might be going, Adam, what the hell is wrong with you? 25 degrees is not hot. Well, it is to me. All right, there's anything above like 19, 20 degrees, I'm grumpy, I've had enough, I'm sweating, it's just, it can get in the bin. And yes, there might be people in other countries where it's like 35, 40 degrees. You know, Texas is like a literal hellmouth in America. Don't know how you survive out there, but it ain't for me. It ain't for me, I'm sorry. So what am I gonna make today? Of course, a nice spicy prawn curry, because why not? If it's not hot enough already, I'm gonna make my insides hotter. But it's gonna be delicious. Well, I know it's delicious because I've made it before. But before we crack on, you make sure you hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the little dingleberry as well to get notified, because that all helps the algorithms. And I'm sweating already. Let's crack on with it. Come on, let's go. Now, as for ingredients, there's not a lot to this curry, and people think of curries that there's going to be lots to it. There really isn't. Obviously, everything will be written in the description below. You can get all the ingredients there, but just kind of quickly show you what we've got. Got our spices already weighed out, measured out. Coconut milk. Got some coriander or cilantro, as some of you call it. Salt. I'm going to use ghee. You can use other fats. You can use a bit of oil if you want, if you don't want to use ghee, because it's quite expensive, but it's bloody marvellous stuff. Red onion. Got a couple of chilies. We are going to use some ginger garlic paste, but I'll come on to that in a second. And we've got our prawns. These are fresh, sort of large king prawns. Yes, they're expensive. All right, I know they are expensive, but you can cheapen it a bit. If you want to use frozen prawns, you can do that, make it a bit cheaper. But, you know, listen, I know I do a lot of cost of living stuff, I know, but it's nice to treat yourself once in a while. You know, go have a little blowout. But what I just need to do quickly is dice up the red onion. Let's do that. So what I'm going to do is just kind of peel this onion. You know how to do this. It's not rocket science, is it? So we're going to use about half of this. So half a large-ish red onion. And then we're just going to slice this up. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And I'm going to get a pan, whack that on the hob. Don't really need the lid at this stage. Get that onto a sort of medium-high heat. A broken bloody hob. So that's on about 5. Look at that, the knob's fallen off. Stupid thing. And then to the pan we're going to add some ghee. Like I said earlier, you don't have to use ghee, but it's bloody delicious, man. It's so good. All right, so I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of ghee to that. And as the ghee is melted and the fat's starting to get nice and hot, whack in your onions. We're going to half fry these for about, I'd say 5 minutes. And until they start to go a little bit soft, but crucially you want a little bit of colour, a little bit of browning. Okay, and make sure it's red onion. Okay, I don't know what it is, they just work different. I think it's because they're a little bit sweeter, a bit milder. They're just really nice in a curry. And I've got the spices here, and what I'm going to do before I add these, so I'm just going to take my green cardamom pods and just give them a little whack with the side of a knife. Okay, we can use a spoon. That just kind of releases the seeds inside and makes it much more fragrant in the finished dish. So, as you can see, after a few minutes, it's starting to kind of take on some colour. So now I'm going to add my ginger garlic paste. Now, I'm using frozen. If you're using fresh or jarred ginger garlic paste, put it in after the spices. The reason I'm putting the frozen in now is because it contains water, and that's going to slow the cooking down process a little bit, but also the water needs to kind of evaporate a bit, so it's not going to burn. But obviously the fresher stuff, it's going to burn quickly, so add it after the spices. So I need one of these puppies, one of those, whack it in. I have also turned the heat down actually. You can turn it down a little bit more, I think. So 2 or 3 on my hob. Stir it around, give it, again, another couple of minutes till that frozen ginger garlic starts to melt a little bit. Now I'm going to add my spices. Just after a couple of minutes, that ginger garlic paste cube has melted. But only half of the garam masala, don't put all of it in. So I need a little spoon to shimmy that along. So everything, less half of the garam masala. And make sure the heat is not too high, because if it's too high, these spices are going to burn and it'll be game over. You can see it's a very sort of gentleish heat, it's not too aggressive. Like I say, you don't want to burn the spices, but you do want them to kind of become fragrant. This makes all the difference. Rather than just getting like a jarred sauce and wanging it in, you know, you're doing this from scratch. It's going to be better, isn't it? So let's get this open. Now sometimes with coconut milk, you can open the can and you'll get like a hard layer of the sort of coconut oil stuff on the top, and you're thinking, oh, that's a bit hard. It's because it's separated. In cooler temperatures, you know, you get the sort of watery stuff at the bottom and the fat sort of stuff at the top. Just check it. If that's the case, if it's separated, just warm it through gently in a pan, you'll be good as gold. This doesn't happen with this one, so I don't need to do that. But I want 200 ml, so half a can. Right, so these spices have been going for a few minutes now. I think they're ready. You'll know when they're ready because your kitchen will just start smelling nice and sort of fragrant and sort of toasty almost. Okay, just obviously don't burn them. We're going with our prawns. Leave them to cook nice and gently for, they're not going to take long, are they? They're like prawns, so what, 3 to 5 minutes I'd say. So whilst the prawns are cooking away, we're going to chop up some coriander. Don't use the dry stuff because it's naff. You want like just a good handful. Right, and then what I'm going to do is pick off the stalks and then just kind of chop up those stalk bits and then kind of wedge those in with your prawns and everything else. And then I'm just going to finely chop up this bunch of coriander. No need to be too fussy with it. There we go. Right, that looks fine to me. Right, so these prawns are not far off. They're mostly pink, but there's still a little bit of greyness on there. I don't know if you can see, look, like there's one here, still a little bit grey. The rest are starting to go nice and pink. If you're using pre-cooked prawns, add them in at the same time as the coconut milk, because they only need like warming through, they don't need cooking. So in with the coconut milk, give that a mix, and it will turn a nice sort of golden yellow. Lovely. Sort of like the inside of a toddler's nappy, as I sometimes say. We'll chuck in our green chillies. In they go. And a little pinch of salt. Or 2. Here we go. And sort of bring it up to like a really nice sort of gentle simmer, not too aggressive, because what will happen is you'll split the coconut milk, and you don't want that. Pop that lid on just to kind of bring it up to temperature a bit. Got my rice on the go here as well. We're not far off. We're not far off, folks. So after a few minutes, look, it's come up to temperature. It's nice and bubbling away. I'm going to add a good handful of our coriander. Get it in there. And remember I said to keep, oh shit. Remember I said to keep half of the garam masala. The reason for that is we add it in at the end, or some of it at least, because garam masala is kind of like a mixture of lots of different spices, and it wakes up the spices that are already in it, so it just kind of lifts it a bit. Little top tip for you. So I'm going to dish some of this up into a little fancy bolty dish. You're probably not going to do this, are you? You're just going to wedge it on a plate, but I've got to make things look kind of nice and appetising for the thumbnail. And some nicely cooked, fluffy basmati rice. If you don't know how to make rice, I have already done a video on that before. Go and look it up on the channel, but it's super easy. There we go, plenty of rice on there. And a quick little tip for you as well. Anything like kind of creamy, rich, spicy, any curry like that you're making, add just a little tiny bit of sort of diced fresh red onion, raw red onion, just on the top. Just kind of like balances it out, makes it tastier. I don't know. Right, let's give this sucker a try. Let's get it in. Oh shit, spilling everywhere. I know they say, like, it's rude to compliment your own food, but why not when it's bloody delicious? Anyway, I'm going to love and leave you, because I need to finish this off, and I'm sweating my bollocks off, so I need to cool down and have a beer. If you enjoyed this video, please stick a like on it, share it to your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see your gorgeous faces next time. Ta-ra for now. Sweating. Belting.